Hey there, welcome to Site Boosters. If you're into tech tips that make life easier, fascinating facts you've never heard before, and the latest updates in cloud computing, AI, and all things tech, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss a future upload. Let's dive right into the video.
It is generally best to use a service account for authentication to a Google Cloud API. In some cases, you might want to access a resource on behalf of a user. Use cases where you might want to access resources on behalf of a user include your application needing access to BigQuery datasets that belong to your application users, and your application needing to authenticate as a user to create projects on their behalf. You can use the OAuth 2.0 protocol to access resources on behalf of a user. Your application will request access to the resources, the user will be prompted for consent, and if consent is provided, the application can request credentials from an authorization server. The application can then use those credentials to access resources on behalf of the user. Identity-Aware Proxy, or IAP, controls access to your cloud applications running on Google Cloud. IAP verifies a user's identity and determines whether that user should be allowed to access the application. IAP allows you to establish a central authorization layer for applications accessed by HTTPS. IAP lets you adopt an application-level access control model instead of relying on network-level firewalls. Applications and resources protected by IAP can only be accessed through the proxy by users and groups with the correct cloud IAM role. When you grant a user access to an application or resource by IAP, they're subject to the fine-grained access controls implemented by the product in use without requiring a VPN. IAP performs authentication and authorization checks when a user tries to access an IAP-secured resource. The slide shows how IAP works, both in App Engine as well as in Compute Engine and GKE. To ensure the security of your applications, you should take the following precautions when using IAP. Configure your firewall and load balancer to protect against traffic that doesn't come from the serving infrastructure, and use signed headers or the App Engine Standard Environment Users API. Identity Platform is a customer identity and access management platform for adding identity and access management to applications. It provides authentication as a service that developers access via a set of SDKs. Identity Platform can be used to support authentication methods like SAML, OpenID Connect, email and password, and phone, as well as a broad range of identity providers like Google, Apple, and Twitter. Identity Platform and Firebase Authentication offer similar functionality. Both allow you to easily sign users into your apps by providing backend services, SDKs, and UI libraries. However, Identity Platform offers additional capabilities designed for enterprise customers, such as OpenID Connect and SAML authentication, multi-tenancy support, identity-aware proxy integration, and a 99.95% uptime SLA. Identity Platform is fully compatible with both Google Cloud and Firebase products. If you are currently using Firebase Authentication and you upgrade to Identity Platform, your app will continue to work with existing Firebase services. Identity Platform and Firebase Authentication both support a collection of client and admin SDKs. To preserve backward compatibility, the SDKs occasionally use Firebase branding and naming conventions.
Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.